Hi there. Welcome back to another episode of Live Limitless. And today we have very interesting and amazing guests. I'm going to introduce all of them to you. Um, First of all, today's theme, I'm sure you will like it. It's about happiness. Like, who doesn't want happiness? Today, that's the most important focus for so many people around the world. And since we have very little time, I will just get straight to introducing you to the guest. And before that, the simple English dictionary has a definition for happiness that I wanted to share with you. Happiness is a feeling of pleasure and positivity. That's what the dictionary says. When someone feels good or proud or excited or relieved or satisfied about something, that person is said to be generally happy. In that kind of happiness is also usually thought of as opposite of sadness. We say happy, unhappy, opposite of sadness as well. But let's see, maybe our experts have something else to share with you. I'm sure everybody has something to share about happiness on this show. So let's start with Natasha Waswani here, who is from Spain, is a life transformation coach and counselor, and she is the founder of Unfiltering Ourselves and the UO Academy. She is also a podcaster, dance therapist, and an upcoming author as well. And then we have hi Natasha, welcome.
Thank you, Ram. Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
we have Sunil Kumar here, Dr. Sunil Kumar. Hi, Dr. Sunil. And Sunil
Hi
is a
everyone.
renowned radiologist and founder of Add-on Scans and Labs in Bangalore, and he's also again an author of an upcoming book on pregnancy and amazing insights he's bringing into his book as well. And then we have Dr. Kausar Shah here. Hi, sir. Good evening.
Hi.
Is a game changer and a process oriented healthcare leader, and who is known for his out of the box strategies, and he has some very interesting ideas probably to share with us today as well. And then we have Ajay Bakshi here, but he is having a little bit of a problem in getting online. Let's see if he gets online, but I will introduce him anyway. Ajay is an executive coach and an independent board director who works with transforming businesses and people by helping them maximize their potential. So let's welcome Ajay when he's able to get connected. He's logging in from a different city. And then we have Dr. Sanjeev Kumar Khanna, Chief Operating Officer at Ruchi Soya Industries, which is now a Patanjali Group company. And he's a certified career and a life coach. And I'm sure he has a great message to share as well. And then we have Srihari Pulangala here. Hi, Srihari. He is the Senior Director of Marketing at Dell Technologies and upcoming author of the book Strike Your Balance, which is ready for publishing. And this is how this is the group of amazing experts that I thought I will bring their perspectives to all of you here on the show. And let's not, without much ado, let's begin the show. First of all, I would like to, and this show is all about chatting and talking, and there's no teaching involved here. Let's open the floor open for everybody to chip in. So let me first start this conversation here today because this is about happiness. Let me ask you, like, what makes a person happy? So if anyone wants to start.
Sleeping. For instance, good rest is always necessary to be in good health, emotional, physical, mental health, right? So, for instance, sleeping.
Absolutely, because that's a lot of research has gone into sleep psychology, and science has proved again and again that we need 7 to 8 hours of sleep every day, every
Absolutely.
night. That sense.
True.
Anyone else would want to tell us about what makes someone happy? Yes, Sunil, please go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, what makes yeah, Dr. Sunil here. Yeah, what makes someone happy? It's not directed to me or somebody else.
No, it's
So
someone.
it's
Yeah.
general,
What makes a person
isn't
happy?
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I could sense somebody is feeling happy when authentic acknowledgement is given for them, or some kind of importance is given, definitely the person, I could see in their eyes that they are happy.
Exactly. Dr. Kausar, what do you think?
So
What
Ram,
makes people happy?
just a few days back, a friend of mine asked me, "What is happiness?" So I said, "Yeah, I really don't know because I got married very early in my life."
Okay. Hopefully,
That's on a funnier side.
huh,
I think, as you correctly said in the beginning itself, that happiness is a state of the mind. How we feel about something, that is something which is making us elated, something which is giving us that contentment. That yes, we are feeling filled with some special feelings. That is happiness. And in fact, with the forum, I would like to understand whether happiness is an emotion or that's a feeling.
exactly. Very interesting point, actually. And it's very vague. It is not like easy to define or put a border around. So, what do you
Yes.
think, Srihari? What is your take on this?
No, I think I want to. First of all, Ram, thanks for bringing everyone together and this topic. Right? I think everybody acknowledges there's no perfect answer that we're trying to figure out.
Exactly.
However, having said that, I just want to build on what Dr. Kausar just said, right, in terms of state of mind or whatever. Personally, I have found myself to be very happy when I manage to get reasonably equidistant between multiple points, right? Now, everybody has multiple dimensions that they're always grappling with. When you're equidistant and reasonably centered, I guess you don't have a reason to complain, right? And so I guess getting equidistant is what I think, at least mentally, and reconciling with that is an important step in terms of being just happy, right? Yeah, that's what I'd say. And again, it fills in with what Natasha said around um, things around even physical activity, right? Whether it's sleeping or exercise and so on and so forth. They're all an important element of your entire personality, right? And so that's another dimension which adds in as well.
Fantastic. Dr. Sanjeev, what do you think about what makes people happy?
For me, Ram, if I have to say what happiness for me means, it would be a feeling of contentment, as Dr. Kausar also said, or a fulfillment while accepting all the imperfections of life. So when you are feeling that contentment or fulfillment with all the imperfections of life, I think you are, that is called that sense or feeling of happiness.
Mhm. Fantastic, fantastic. And sometimes I also wonder, like, how do we describe happiness? Like, what words can we use to describe happiness? Like, what do you think, Natasha?
I see. I would. This is one thing I've always dealt with all of my clients, because happiness is a very hyped, preconditioned. You can say thing that everyone is trying to sell out, right? That's what advertising agencies work on: how to become happy instantly. But what everyone forgets or ignores many times is that happiness is inside us. It is within us. Until we don't tap into this high vibrational frequency, which is how I define happiness. You think happiness, you feel happiness, you emote happiness, you radiate happiness, and you attract happiness. So it's like a give and take relationship you have with yourself and with the rest of the world, with all your relationships. That's what creates a perfect balance.
That's right.
But
And in fact, I remember the one of the tenets of Constitution of the United States is like in pursuit of happiness. I mean, why should it be a pursuit in the first place? Yeah. We always say that in pursuit of happiness. That means people are not happy, so they are in pursuit of happiness. Is that? But that Eastern philosophies, they have a different idea of happiness altogether. So that's what do you think about it?
am I continuing or someone? Okay.
Yes,
No, no,
anybody.
I
Yeah.
was just going to chime
Yeah,
in.
yeah,
I was
please,
going
please
to chime
proceed.
into the words which Ram was asking, right? I mean, what comes to mind? I think in my mind, reconciling, accepting. Um, these are some words which come in. Anytime when we struggle to reconcile with facts or situations, I guess you tend to have dissatisfaction or non-happiness creep in. So reconciling in my mind is important. I think it's also important to dial down the degree of selfishness in that sense. I guess when you bring in more of yourself in that equation, trying to determine it increases the intensity of how unhappy you are, right? So that's the other word which comes to my mind. And then the third I would say is just accepting. I wouldn't say tolerating, I would say accepting, right? And by the way, this is not something this is something I read. And there is a big difference between the two, right? So, in the limited experience, that's what I've sort of figured out, which tends to work. So reconcile, accept, and dial down the degree of selfishness that each and every one of us have, by the way, right? So
Cool. Yeah, absolutely. And again, we have Ajay Bakshi back here with solving those technical glitches perhaps. And see, Ajay, we were just discussing about, and I have already introduced you to the audience while you were trying to figure out the technical stuff. Let's start with asking you, like, how do you describe happiness? What do you
I'm sure
think?
Ajay is feeling happiness on coming back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
That's true. That's
I would
true.
agree. I was there. I was there for some time, and I could see and hear you for a short period of time. And I remember, there was this talk about, is happiness a feeling or an emotion? In fact, it's both. They go hand in hand. The other part, in terms of, I think everyone is aptly covered what happiness is all about. And when we look at happiness, happiness, according to me, is it's both a feeling and an emotion of joy, satisfaction, well-being, being content with yourself, and being associated with people who matter to you. You can't keep everybody happy, and you cannot be perfect. It's also about recognizing who you are, what you are, accepting yourself and others to be what they are, and deriving a sense of satisfaction and a sense of joy in dealing with them. In other words, when one advises our corporate clients, especially in the areas of employee engagement, I think one measure of happiness here is, do your people look forward to coming to work on a Monday? Is it a thank God it's a Monday, or do you think it's thank God it's a Friday? So that itself gives, and happiness is also having a sense of purpose and accomplishment with respect to your own goals.
Absolutely. Dr. Sanjeev, what do you think? I mean, let me ask you, like, why do we value happiness in the first place? Like, do we really need to value happiness so much?
I'm sure we do, because I think that there is one very important point, that there is what I call a happiness paradox. Basically, we all want that. I read it somewhere. There is one gentleman with the name Professor Ed Diner of University of Virginia, and he is called Dr. Happiness. He has done a lot of research and work on the happiness area. And what we found in that research was that over 90% people want happiness as the ultimate goal of life. At the same time, if when they were asked subsequently, if there is a Aladdin's genie that comes and asks you what are the three things you will ask for, so people opted number one, money, number two, position and status, and number three, relationships.
There is no happiness in the list.
Now, all these three things, as just now Ajay was saying, all these three things lead you to the happiness. But somewhere, technically they call it the medium maximization. The medium has become the ultimate goal. It's only medium. Relationship is a medium. Job status is a medium. Money is a medium. but you forget all that and you make that as the ultimate goal. Now that is what is called the happiness paradox. So basically what happens, you want it, but you only become the bottleneck in the process because you lose the focus somewhere on in the track.
Correct.
And I think as long as you stay focused, and it needs to be practiced, because what happens, we every day we take hundreds of decisions and we keep making this mistake of this paradox. Just to give you an example, if I go out with my wife for a dinner and to a five-star hotel where I have to pay 3,000 rupees per head charges, so even if she likes to have only tomato soup, I would insist, yeah, I mean, we have to recover some money. So better go for some chicken or paneer or whatever you want to have, because you see, on the first hand, I want her to be happy. That's why I have taken her there. On the other hand, I'm trying to control it and
That
doing
paisa was so less to happen.
value realization. And in the process, I'm losing the happiness. So she might be happy having only a tomato soup, but unnecessarily, she will eat something where her happiness gets compromised. So I think that is the compromise, or that is the paradox that keeps happening with all of us on a day-to-day basis, every day.
Correct.
That is where I think we need to practice to live with the happiness.
That's right. And Dr. Kausar, what do you think, or why do you think, sir, we need to value happiness?
So I think, Ram, I'll go back to our colleague speakers like Dr. Sanjeev who spoke about this. Natasha specifically said somewhat what I would like to say, and so Sihari. You know what? Happiness is a problem that we have created around us. Why I say so? We forget about one particular aspect when it comes to happiness. This lies within us. We don't need to search it around.
Exactly.
Whereas we feel the happiness will come from, let's say, my partner, will come from my child, will come from my X or Y or Z, or maybe some specific activity. We keep forgetting it's all within you. The same person who may be making you happy today may also be making you extremely unhappy the next day or the next moment itself. So we keep forgetting about this particular aspect, that this is all within, is our mindset, how we look at the things, how we look at a specific picture or a specific situation. That's our response. That is happiness. So that happiness has to be fed from within. Our overall attitude, overall mindset has to be tuned in that particular direction, that we want to be happy about something. We want to feel happy towards this. That is what is going to give us happiness, as we'll always keep searching around. And I have a strong belief that people who search for happiness in others, somewhere there is a confidence missing or lacking in the person. The person searches for that particular feeling which he or she is not able to derive from within in somebody else. So in a way, like Ram, what you were saying, your control is in my hands right now. We are in fact giving that control to somebody else. So if we are giving that control to somebody else to make us happy, the same very person will also have the control to make us extremely sad. So I think it's about our own personal self, how we look at anybody or any situation for that matter. That's what I believe. That's why I keep thinking that we have created a problem like happiness. It's not a problem. It's all within. It's very much within us. We only have to feel it.
That's right. And speaking of belief, I mean, there is a belief like money can't buy happiness. That's a belief that is going around. So, do you believe in this belief, or is it not a belief that you believe in? What do you think?
No, I honestly don't believe in this, because money can really not buy happiness. It can only keep burning your pockets, but it cannot buy you happiness.
Sunil, what do you think?
Yeah. So I was about to address this thing. Somebody wants to become a millionaire in 1 year or 2 year or 5 year down the lane. So what is that he wants to do after becoming a millionaire? Does it end there, or does it continue? So end of the day, if we go deep into the what happens after becoming a millionaire. So money, what it brings is happiness, probably, for somebody. Consciously they may feel, or subconsciously it might be there, that money brings happiness. Definitely, I don't deny that money doesn't bring happiness. So money is a medium to fulfill that, to be happy or to be a joyful person. But there are other alternatives than becoming a billionaire or a millionaire, to be happy. So being happy is a state of mind, probably. So whatever means we achieve, probably the path may be different. So one may be happy with accumulating wealth, or different. There are different paths actually for that. So the foundation is for seeking happiness. That is where everything boils down.
Seeking happiness. So that's why probably in pursuit of happiness, that has been people say that.
Yeah. Pursuit of happiness. You said about this pursuit of happiness. See, happiness is a state of mind. Again, I told you. So it's an active phenomena. Otherwise, if left alone, there are so many other factors. Those makes us unhappy. The external situation. So it is always inside us to create always. That's the reason why it has been called as the pursuit of happiness. You need to
And probably it's
orient
also
every time to be happy.
it's also a trait that is picked up maybe because we have all met people who we think should actually be happy, but they are so unhappy, and they also make other people unhappy. Like even that's all we have definitely met. All of us have met some person like that, and externally we feel.
This particular question once again a little bit difference. Like you were asking about whether money can create happiness. Let me give you an imagination that there is an actor who enjoys, just like the way Natasha said that I enjoy sleep, or maybe he enjoys having restaurant. Going to the restaurant, sitting with the friends. He enjoys that. That is something which makes him really happy. At the same time, he is on the path to earn as much as he can as an actor, and he becomes a well-known star. Can he create that happiness again for himself? Can he be, for example, if it was somebody who enjoys standing on the roadside, having a cup of tea there, just like me, and I love it. So can he do that again? There'll be problem then. So he will face problem from the crowd, from the fans, and maybe the authorities will come. Please go away from it. It's causing problem for us. So that will be robbing his happiness, in fact. So that happiness which he was driving from these small things, that will be robbed off.
Yeah.
Maybe some bigger things which he was perceiving or wanting to have will have, but these small things which actually constitute a larger part of our life's happiness will be totally taken away.
That is true.
Yeah.
And also it also brings up the idea of I was just trying to find out some more information about happiness for today's session, and I stumbled upon this idea of, can happiness be measured? And to my surprise, I also found some resource online. It said in June, like in last few months ago, in June 2021, the happiness index for most countries in the world was tabulated. And India has a happiness score of 3.81. I think it is on a scale of 1 to 10 maybe. And it ranks 139th position on the list in terms of its people being happy. And with only 10 other countries below India. And I was wondering, why is it so low? And incidentally, the GDP of India is also at 102. So if we are saying that money can't buy happiness, this statistic is actually showing the other way around. What do you guys think? What do you're all experts and statistics.
Maybe people are too hooked to news channels, social media, where a lot of negativity, it's propaganda is there. Oh, this is not wrong, this is not right, this is right.
Yeah.
So all these things probably that makes that. Yeah.
And one of the
kind of mentality.
criteria measured for happiness was also giving. So will giving make people happy?
Yeah. And Ram, I wanted to mention one point. This you said pursuit of happiness, right? I think an important element in that is because we are constantly hit with these signals all around us today. Dr. Sunil just said news channels, social media, etc., right? And it requires you to be able to process all of those signals and come to some sort of a balance in your life, right? And reconciliation in that. I recollect reading somewhere, right, between stimulus and response, you have a choice, right? So those signals which are hitting us today is humongous. right, in the society around us today. From wake time till whenever we go to sleep, it's there. And that's part of the reason why I've started to believe it's this pursuit of happiness, right? Because it's an ongoing thing. You'll always have signals. You'll always have people around you who are saying, talking, actions, etc. Right. The other thing I wanted to also mention is it's good you brought this up, right? When we bias towards actions versus words, right, it tends to cause a little bit more happiness, right? Because words cause a lot more churn than actions ever will, because actions require more effort. So the small things that we can do around us, people around us, with care, empathy, respect, etc., those are automatically, and genuineness, I should say, genuineness,
Right.
right? Today people can smell a fake, like, a kilometer away, right? So
That's
in
right.
genuineness, I think those are plenty. Sorry, I didn't want to
And
take more
and
time.
I have a question for Ajay and Dr. Sanjeev. But before that, Srihari, you just said, can we bring happiness to other people without much effort? And I have a clip to share with you. Let me share this little clip, and then back to Ajay and Sanjeev. I have questions for you. I hope this brought some kind of happiness to all of us. This was actually a Coca-Cola "Happiness Starts with a Smile" ad. They did it in a metro in Antwerp, in Belgium. So it was like called as the "Choose Happiness" kind of campaign. It was done in, I think, 2015 or 16. So this turned the moody subway faces into smiling ones, without even talking or doing anything, just by smiling and laughing. So this is how probably. And coming back to Ajay, do you think happiness is a choice?
Yeah, I would definitely say it is a choice. But before I talk a little more on this, I'll probably respond to your earlier question, which you had for the group. Is there a correlation between money and happiness? And the point which you brought out on the happiness index. So speaking statistically, what I recall from memory, the first on the list was Switzerland, which was ranked as the happiest country in the survey which you spoke about. If we correlated money with happiness, the country with the highest GDP and the highest per capita income should have had the happiest people. And Switzerland is not one of them, but it still has the happiest people. Of course, but at the same time,
Bhutan is also at the top, I guess.
It is also not ranked in the lowest. So it doesn't have the lowest per capita and it doesn't have the lowest per GDP. So the point here is money and happiness are not necessarily correlated with each other. The challenge which lies is when we make money our only goal in life, we go further away from happiness, because the journey to get money or make money at any cost puts more stress on us and takes us far away from happiness. And that's something I'm talking about, personal experience. The other part here, but I'm not saying that money is not important. Money is important, but it shouldn't be the only goal in life. The other point here, which you spoke about, is happiness a choice? Yes, it is a choice. We can either choose to be happy or we can choose to be unhappy. It's for us about finding our own sense of purpose. When we talk about purpose, it's not only to ourselves and our families, but also society at large. And the kind of happiness which one gets in giving people, by giving people, I'm not talking about donating large amounts of money or donating, spending our entire life in social work. But even if you're able to get that 1 hour in a week, that 1 hour experience of happiness, doing something which is within your control and seeing joy and happiness in the other person, that also gives us that happiness. And the choice is ours, whether we want to do it and where do we seek our happiness and where do we seek our purpose. And last but not the least is, I've seen an important part, never get into a comparison mode. We
That's
always
true.
like to see, does a neighbor have a bigger car than mine? Does a neighbor have a better house than mine, etc., etc.?
Correct.
Or how are their kids doing? So the more we get into comparison, the further we move away from happiness. It's about seeking it yourself, and the choice lies with us.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Dr. Sanjeev, I wanted to ask you whether happiness changes with age.
I would say yes. Maybe because what happens, I think some of the points that Ajay just said are very relevant for that. You see what happens when you start your career, your aspiration levels are very different, and you are looking to win all the time. Okay, and then there is a time when you realize that this win or lose is actually not related with your happiness. You need to learn how to be happy, and the moment you start realizing it, there is one story that at the age of 20 to 30, you don't do a couple of things because you feel you are very apprehensive that how people will react to it. When you are in 30s to 40s, you say, I give a damn, whatever they think, I will still do it. And when you are in your 50s, then you realize actually no one was looking at you. Unnecessarily, you were thinking all along. You could have been just a very relaxed and you would have been enjoying your life. So this is something that you learn over the years, probably with the age, and you realize that actually no one is bothered about you. You take yourself too seriously. People don't take you that seriously. So just relax and enjoy. Be yourself. All the time pretending, and as Ajay was saying, competing that उसकी कमीज मेरी कमीज से सफेद कैसे, उसकी कार मेरी कार से बड़ी क्यों, उसका घर मेरे घर से बड़ा क्यों. You see, in all these competitions, you keep losing the happiness. The moment, and that's where I said in the beginning that is the happiness paradox. We need to learn and we need to practice. And yes, we can. It is you have to work for it, and you can be happy as long as you are aware and you practice it. Otherwise, what happens? You are dragged into unhappiness unknowingly.
Absolutely. And look at children, like kids, like 5 years old, 6-year-old, 8-year-olds. They are like, it is very easy to make them happy. And they always tend to be happy, like even with small things. And when we start growing up, probably we lose that sense of happiness. And to wrap up this session, I would like to come to each one of you with, let's do it as a end credit, something like that. I have a sentence that I want you to complete, but let me give you an example. Happiness is, fill in the blank. For some people, it is hanging out with, let's say, childhood friends. And happiness is the way you make me feel, could be one thing like that. And happiness for someone else is unspoken love, could be happiness. So I would like to end this session by asking each one of you. Let's start with Dr. Kausar. Sir,
Ram,
what do you would?
Ram,
Yeah.
Before answering to this question, I have a terrible itch to speak about something. So give me the happiness, please, just 1 minute.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Okay. So I was watching this video about Coca-Cola. So, and if you recall, I posed a question to everybody that is happiness a feeling or an emotion? So the answer lies in that particular clip. So I have to speak about this. For example, when this guy who was laughing alone, everybody joined him. This was an emotion. this was not something which is a feeling for them, they will not remember this for a long time in their life. So that is a basic difference between a happiness and being happy. And happiness as a feeling is something which lasts for a longer time. Else, when it is just an emotion, it only lasts for 90 seconds. Yeah.
So probably it is like being content and being happy. Is that the difference?
Exactly. Yeah.
Perfect. So happiness is, fill up the blanks. What would you say, sir?
Okay. Anything or everything that I enjoy.
Perfect. Dr. Sunil, happiness is?
For me, creating something worthwhile,
Fantastic.
which adds value for other person. Yeah.
Value. Perfect. Srihari, happiness is?
Just being honest and with full integrity with myself.
Awesome. Ajay, sir, happiness is?
Yeah, creating joy for others and me.
Awesome. Sanjeev,
For me, it would be keeping all those people happy around me who matter to me, and for whom I'm, having my life fulfillment around them, and who have accepted me with all my imperfections, and whom I have accepted with all their imperfections. So for me, their happiness is the most important thing that makes me happy.
awesome. Natasha, happiness is?
For me, happiness is adding life to every experience of mine and of the people who are dear to me. It's
Awesome.
as simple as that.
Awesome. I'm so happy that I have all of you here to share your ideas and experiences. And I know like we overshot by 7-8 minutes. The thing is, it is so interesting. I can go on for another 1 hour. Probably we can all keep talking about this. But considering the other commitments all of you have had in your busy lifestyle that you want to get back into, I would like to end this session right here. But thanking you with all full of heartfelt thanks for all of you to have made time to join all of us here and share your experiences. And I'm sure people will have some questions. Maybe if they have some questions, I will get them back to you. And let's get to see. I'm hoping that we'll be able to see you on another session like this in the future. And thanking you, all of you, once again, to have taken time to come on the show. Thank you very much. And thanks for sharing your insights.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Ram. Thanks. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.